Mothership!
I've taken 3 naps today.
That's pretty good.
You're in the break room, so it's the right place to take them.
That's true. Speaking of broken things, Bessie just got uploaded to a broken Android.
Yes.
That's where we left off. So,
Why must you people constantly cause issues for me? I didn't want to stop.
do you still have Bessie's sheet by any chance? Does it look still saved?
No, because I don't have the paid version of the app.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough.
Hey,
That's
you guys
okay.
gotta pay for these.
It's like $3, dude.
Yeah. I'm pretty cheap.
You know what, Steph? Maybe we should get it for him as a birthday present.
Is it
I'd
your
never
birthday?
pay any money
No.
for my
Well, then-
permanent data.
My birthday's at like the end of August.
I do think it is Taylor Appreciation Day, though.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed it.
I mean, no amount of me getting the premium now is gonna resurrect Bess's sheet is the problem.
Alright, I'm just going to give you the stats of a security android then.
Okay, that makes
This
sense.
won't be much to remember because NPC stat blocks are delightfully thin. You have a combat success chance of 60% and everything else is 50%.
Yeah.
Flat, easy. So you're slightly better at combat than everything else, but it's pretty much a 50-50. So we'll go with that. And we'll say you don't really need to keep track of Bessie that much. Bessie might not be here that long. If she is, we'll see. But
Yeah.
So, yeah, you all watch in potentially horror, and in fact, can I get a sanity save from everybody? As you watch Bessie's new body jerk to life, limbs like vibrating and head clacking against the wall behind her as she tries to gain control over her motor functions.
Do you have to gain extra stress for being
Well, I
empathetic
did
to
this to
You
her,
did
so how
this.
empathetic
Yeah,
are
so you should feel
Yes.
even worse.
And I tried to talk you into this, so
Yes.
we deserve whatever we get here.
I think so.
Alright, so sanity, did you say?
Well, I succeeded.
Bessie,
I'm into
I think,
it.
is insane, but...
Ooh, I crit failed, got a 99.
Yes. Okay, excellent. Bessie and what was it? Blake?
Blake is my new character.
Blake is a new character, okay. So Blake is rolling a sanity save.
Does Bessie also need to roll a sanity
I don't think
save?
so. I mean, Bessie is already insane.
Uh-huh.
So,
Bessie's part Wolverine.
it does say on this sheet that anyone uploaded into this body makes a sanity save at disadvantage. But
Bessie's already.
wanted
Bessie's like,
this,
oh yeah, I am an android.
Yeah.
I have been downloaded. That means the
Yeah.
uploading worked.
and had your mind like compressed and then defragged and like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Is it even the same Bessie?
Right. So crucially, this android body does not have a mouth.
Mm-hmm.
It is a blank mannequin face.
But it is screaming.
But it is still screaming somehow. You can probably see it's like mimicking screaming with its hands in front of it, like ah.
Yeah.
But its head tilted back, but no sound is coming out, just completely silent. Kind of like the clinking of the plastic and metal bits against each other as it just moves
I
around in the
think the
joints.
scientist
Kind of a
in her
slithery
would
sound.
appreciate this.
Uh-huh.
Like, the word ungrateful comes to mind.
Yeah.
Yes.
So does any of my industrial equipment, mechanical repair, and engineering apply to this?
To the sanity? I don't think so.
Well, good, then I failed.
Classic. So one stress.
So.
Well, yes, and everybody else
Yeah, I rolled
sharing my stress.
I got a crit 99 fail.
Okay. So you're gonna roll a panic check as well for Blake.
Alright.
Let's see what panic. I guess the apple will
Yeah, so
will be.
Alright, so once per session I can
Dickie
take
gets a
advantage on a
stress from
panic check.
me.
Oh.
So I'll do
Blake
that.
gets a stress from me. I wanted to call your character Oshit, and I know it's not Oshit.
It's always awesome.
Alright, so I got success on that.
Duncan. No, it's
Okay.
usually Duncan.
You're all set there.
I just, like, very brief high pitched scream and then I go back to, my face just kind of twitches and I'm back to normal. Well, that was unsettling. Still kind of is unsettling.
Is it really the most unsettling thing you've seen today?
The last 20 minutes for sure. I look over at the Jimmy vending machine. Yeah, even still.
Day's not over yet.
Yeah. Sure, I'm glad the thing doesn't have a mouth.
If Dickie keeps us moving forward, day's never going to be over.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have stopped here. Shouldn't have stopped here.
Yeah, you're right.
That poor thing, the mind thief says.
You did this.
Shouldn't have stopped here.
One of the other androids near the mind thief just starts weeping openly.
Oh.
I can hear it screaming.
Well, I kind of don't know what to say to that. I'm sorry that happened.
I'm not.
One of the
This
other
will
androids
definitely work out.
speaks up like, Mind thief, are you sure we should work with him? And the mind thief just like reaches out and collapses to the ground. No questioning the mind thief.
Did he have a shotgun?
No,
Yeah,
I'm
shotgun.
still questioning
Take a
Dickie
shot.
whether or not, we still need these
Totally.
people now that we have this thing.
Soon there's not going to be people, it's just going to be one person.
Somebody had an EMP grenade out, right? Did you put that away? The dog did, I think.
I still have it.
Yeah, dog's just holding on to it.
Mm.
Tuck behind your back or something.
My cowardice is the only reason why I didn't fry them immediately.
So the dog's just waiting for a signal that's not going to come.
See, but now that we have this drive thing, Dickie, do we still need these people?
This is over there breakdancing.
That's not really.
In agony.
We never needed them. That wasn't a factor.
You need to know the
Okay.
way out of here, do you know?
We do need to know that. That's kind of really important.
Didn't they already give us that information?
They're gonna lead you there. They did give you vague information, but yeah. You needed to go through the storage zone, I think is what
Yeah.
they said, but they didn't really give any more details than that.
And then somehow go through an area of Monarch's servers that sounds like neither Monarch nor the Mind Thief know anything about.
Yeah. Through the storage area, you could get back to engineering and support where you've already been.
Mm-hmm.
To that great big cargo elevator that.
Yes,
and then you
with
could
the
get back up there.
with the space area where we got bombarded by the military.
Yeah. So the mind thief told you storage area on this floor is where you want to go, but hasn't told you how to get there.
All right.
Take us there.
So you do
ASAP.
need us after all.
I mean, we could wander, we'd find it eventually.
Might get eaten before then. Sucked into a sand pipe.
I got eaten once.
I can't remember if I have. I don't know if that's good or bad.
What happened in basic stays in basic.
Oh, it wasn't basic. Sandworms.
You have a story that doesn't revolve around basic?
I've been deployed several times.
As what?
I mean, they only knew I was there like once. Kept trying to leave me behind.
Was it because you?
Psyche vows and bullshit.
Were they trying to leave you behind, or did you just keep saying we gotta keep going? And they're like, "Nah, dog, we're done."
First one and then the other. Turns out you can only sneak onto missions so many times before.
Yeah, eventually they start putting up a picture with your face on it. I bet.
That happened after the first time.
Yeah, see, they do. You gotta use low-tech solutions to take care of low-tech problems, like people sneaking around where they're not needed.
Well, I use low-tech solutions on the low-tech problem of them trying to keep me off the damn ship.
Mm-hmm.
Kick them in the nuts.
That does seem like it would work.
It doesn't. They're wearing armor.
Oh, you're not wearing armored boots?
They don't really cancel each other out.
Huh, I thought they would have.
Would make sense.
So how did you two feel about moving on? How does Bessie feel about moving
Yeah,
on?
are we?
Bessie is just silently screaming in the corner.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
We should leave that thing there, and we
No.
should.
Do you
Go.
know how to hack Bessie to get Bessie to be quiet?
Bessie
Bessie's
is quiet.
Yeah, she's quiet.
Well, I mean, there's some like rattling of joints and things. These plastic and metal
Bessie's
joints.
made
Can I-
noise every second of Bessie's life.
Can I try to hack Bessie to kind of give her a virtual sedative of some kind?
Please don't override Bessie with clipping.
You can give me an intellect check at disadvantage.
Adding hacking.
I'm adding hacking.
Yep.
I succeeded.
Mm.
Well done.
That's impressive.
At disadvantage. I think, yeah, essentially Bessie just calms down and calms down to an almost eerie degree. Like just kind of like arms dangling at her side, just like sitting there slouched, just following you around wherever you go, just
Give Bessie sleep
directly
paralysis.
following you, staying like within 1 foot behind you wherever you walk.
And bothered equals 0.
Should have done that to Bessie a long time ago.
You could hack actual humans.
I mean, you can. It's
Yeah,
just.
but Bessie thought she was an android.
I don't think thinking you're an android makes you hackable.
Did you try though?
I did not. That's my own
Yeah.
fault.
You should have tried and just told her you succeeded. She would have
Hey Bessie, I'm hacking you. Beep boop boop.
Well,
Probably
you
would've
should
got
have
a
had
bump.
that idea earlier.
Stabs you with a flashlight.
Yeah. A lot of ideas I should have had earlier.
Here, put this in a hole. I don't want to know which.
Stick it in the ear.
Yep. Okay, so the Mind Thief starts walking off, and his whole entourage follows him, and he heads back through that little office space out in the,
Okay.
I follow.
back to the tubes.
Blake's gonna follow.
It would be a good PR move for him to not have such a terrifying name.
I feel like you remember the Mind Thief though. I think it's good PR.
Yeah, but you don't want to go with him.
Yeah, but like
I am.
if you don't want to, he's just gonna thief your mind, and then you're going with him regardless. So.
Are you guys having this conversation, or is this on the table?
Probably.
And this time I'm going to bring up the
If you
rear because
say
I
it, I'll
don't trust that
participate.
thing one
Why
bit.
do you have a
so-
bunch of numbers on your hand?
Because I had to write something down at work. A lot of things.
Makes sense.
You have a phone.
You're not seeing like the
Oh,
10
no.
that have been erased or washed away.
No, that's right. No.
It's important for hacking
Oh.
and recruitment.
I had to write with
Right.
Sharpie over the lighter pen.
So, I think I'll ask a simple question here. Are any of you going to betray the Mind Thief at any point on this journey?
No.
It depends on if he tries something.
I
Sounds
haven't
like
decided yet.
That's
It
fair.
depends on if he conflicts with Monarch, because we might have to choose one over the other.
Yeah, because I would love to just fast forward of backtracking through all the places you getting yourselves untangled from this map by going back through all the rooms you got through to get here until you get to a point where you're seeing new stuff. But if you guys want an opportunity to backstab along the way, let me know.
Well, no, I would appreciate the opportunity to skip all the random encounter rolls.
Yeah,
Yes, that would be a plus.
Gonna roll like 17 encounters, and the Mind Thief's just gonna thief mind them all.
I mean, you
Yeah,
guys
I
had
have no
so many
intention
rolls.
whatsoever of nuking Monarch, but
Yeah, if we
I haven't
have to
figured out
choose one
how
over the
to
other,
get
then we're gonna
around
have
this
to.
yet.
But in short term, you're not like shoving him into a laser grid.
No,
First
No,
chance you
we
got.
if we wanted
Well,
to
that
kill
depends.
to try to kill him, we would have done that.
if a convenient
already.
laser grid were suddenly to appear in front of me.
Well, it sounds like we're gonna have plenty of opportunities to maybe do it.
All right, let's.
But no, for right now, Zane is content to pull up the rear, stay away
Okay.
from that thing since he's not sure how much range it has for zapping people.
All right. You guys make it up through the cable jungle, that sort of long corridor of cables and stuff.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And then there is a ladder you followed from the ceiling down into the clinical entrance where you found Blake originally. The very
Okay.
like white
Yeah.
walls and floors and stuff.
I'm
That's
glad you know what you're looking at.
Once he said ladder, I was desperately looking around for the
Well,
cable.
there's
jungle.
three
Oh, the cable
ladders.
There's
jungle
these
is up here.
ladders, and
There's that ladder
that
down
ladder.
there,
Yeah.
and then there's that ladder over there.
Yeah, and in fact, this is not a way you had come previously, but
It loops itself around.
it loops itself around.
Okay.
You had gone through the chamber with all the UV radiation suits and stuff.
Yep.
This just connects directly from the cable jungle to the clinical.
I
entrance,
see.
So you've got another connection there. Wherever that was.
And so this is all still 0G.
Oh, still 0G, yeah.
Okay.
And then, you guys take that long hallway back to the cage maze, and you start working your way through
Yep.
the cage maze again.
Over here.
And now I have to flip through a bunch of maps.
Despite all our collective rage,
Yes,
this maze is just a cage.
that's true. What?
Reality looked at this place and it's like, what?
Where the hell's the cage maze? Does that place even exist? Do we all collectively hallucinate that?
It's entirely possible.
So is the Mind Thief is up there with Dickie?
Yeah, he's leading the way, and he's got his whole entourage of about 8 remaining androids with him.
I'm staying in if I eat this EMP grenade, everyone around me dies range.
Cage maze, I found it. Okay.
The mage case.
That's true. You go through that, and you're back in the zero-G air conditioning like conduits that are massive.
Chains everywhere.
Chains everywhere, that kind of stuff. Condensation falls, and then you guys make it through
Born to suffer.
That is true.
Tools.
Yes. You go through the room that had all of the crazy sensors on the wall.
Yes.
You just keep hovering that marker there someplace.
I'm pretty sure that's here. Was this connected to the, like, horrific spikes sticking out of the wall with the guy floating in the middle?
The Zappy room?
No, that was
The
a ways
void
away.
room.
The void room.
This is the one that had the razor wire at the end of it that you didn't go past. And that is the
Okay.
direction that my
So
team is
that's-
going right now.
Back
Going
here.
to the razor wire.
Going to the razor wires, yes.
I'm not gonna warn him. I want to see if he's as good at shafts as I am.
He expertly handles the shaft and heads down to the
So
razor
he's
wire.
as good at shafts as Dickie.
Yes, it's very good. Gets all the way down to the other end to where the razor wires are. And
He's good at edging too.
yep. Just starts very carefully navigating his way through. And so do
Okay.
the androids as well.
Is that the room we just noped out of?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Blake is gonna go after.
They are all. I'm gonna roll a bunch of saves for them to get through carefully now. I'm gonna say these are body saves. I think that makes sense.
Hopefully they trigger everything and
So-
then we can just go.
Yeah, you guys have some options here. You can just try and follow them with like body saves, or if you guys want to try and tackle these wires another way, or try and find them and disable them, or anything like that.
Try to vibe
You
Shetty
can be
one.
creative here.
You're gonna vibe Shetty one, and it's gonna pling
How bad
back
is your
at you.
body
It's
save?
gonna like cut you in half.
I don't have a vibe Shetty.
Well, my body's not great.
Oh, they're all rolling. Oh, there goes one.
Oh no.
Oh, there goes 2.
Take out all those tripwires. Yeah.
Okay. 2 of them get cut up in the razor wires, and it appears that the razor wires are so thin and so sharp that it's not so much like these androids got up to them and they pulled on them and it tripped off something. It's more like they got a little bit too close and the wire just carved through them, and then
yeah.
they got caught on it and they just in 0G just kind of like got cut in half by these wires, even as they're trying to just
So I think we need to vibe Shetty.
I think that's 2 more shotguns.
They got cheese cut.
yeah, 2 more shotguns. If you get enough shotguns, I'm gonna start tracking weight, but you're on 0G, so it's fine.
All right.
I'm up to 5.
I am going to just try to go through without getting hit. Is
That's,
this still in 0G?
Still in 0G.
Okay, I do
the
have
Mind
0
Thief will reach out to the 2 that died and just put a hand towards them, and as they're panicking and squirming in midair, just go limp after. they
Aw.
cut in half, so. 2 stress,
All right.
because you're empathetic
Oh.
to androids.
Christ.
Which of us has worse stress, me or you?
Oh, you also have to roll a body save for Bessie whenever Bessie goes through, or do whatever you want to do. But
Oh, no,
body
your,
save for
your
Blake.
stress
Okay,
is much
I'll roll
worse
for
than
Bessie.
mine. Good lord.
If Bessie's walking through, then yeah, or floating through.
I guess Bessie's going behind you, so I will roll for Bessie if that's what you're having Bessie do.
Well,
but
did
what
he
if-
try to vibe Shetty them?
I don't have one.
What,
Oh,
who
I
of
thought-
you?
I-
Who
I-
among
I-
us has a vibe Shetty?
I have the vibe Shetty and the bent vibe Shetty.
Yeah.
Right.
Try the bent one in case it breaks. We won't need that one as much.
True.
Yeah, I
No,
wanna see
I
what
tried
that
the one
does.
that actually works as opposed to the one that might kill me if I turn it on.
That's
They all might kill you if you turn them on in here.
So yes, so I shall try to vibe Shetty.
Okay. You find one of the wires very carefully, just looking for the light gleaming on it in the darkness. Just hold up the vibe shetty and ding, it just breaks and floats off.
Nice.
So into the air. This will be an easy task.
Okay.
I'm not going to make you roll for it, but it is going to take you several random encounters worth of time to get through it all. So
That's
you're going to
fine.
sit here and start cutting away.
I have 5 shotguns.
That's true.
I have a vibe shitty too, so.
Yeah, okay. So we'll
Does
cut
anyone
down,
need a
I'll cut down
shotgun?
the number of rolls then. And you were trying to get through early, Blake?
Dude,
Yes, I
I
was.
don't have enough storage space to be carrying a shotgun.
It's a bad idea, but I'm gonna try.
Yeah, fine. Follow the mind thief.
Let's see.
I specifically quarter my storage space to make room for more shotguns as I'm collecting items.
Failure.
Ooh.
I die.
Let me grab some more dice.
Oh look,
Not a crit failure?
Nope, just a 79.
Were you just walking through the wires?
Probably.
That is 13 points of damage.
Okay.
How is Blake looking?
I am still alive.
Did you take a wound?
Nope.
Do you lose your armor?
I lose my loungewear and my vac suit.
wow.
I guess I wouldn't be wearing the loungewear on with that, but I would have.
What does 13 points of slashing damage that doesn't deal you a wound look like?
Um,
Do you just get like a really long
think
slash somewhere? Like
I
you
think
just-
it cuts off like
An ear.
an ear and like
Oh wow! Okay.
like a quarter
It's
of my face.
Just yeah, shears through just a little bit of your cheek, and then like.
And then I stick it back up.
Yeah, just oh no! It cuts off your helmet with it too in that
Yes.
exact angle.
I like how you don't even think about it. You're just like somebody said something. That must
Feels
be
like
what
a
happened.
it feels like a bug bit me.
I think it makes sense. Okay.
I'm
It's not
gonna
like you lose the whole ear, but you just get like cut off like part of the top
Yeah.
of it.
I'm gonna-
If the ear's giving you problems, I've got a sample collection kit I can store it and keep it in
Alright.
good shape until we can get someplace.
Yes.
I'm gonna use my stim pack.
All right.
Restore plus 1d10 health.
God, I miss Stimpaks. Fucking love Stimpaks.
So
I
you
did not
guys-
tell him I have a collection of them.
So this was like the one
Oh,
way
nice, I
out.
got
You
9
guys saw the
health.
razor wires were just noped. Basically. Like this leads you to a whole other floor.
We could have just vibe shittied our way through them easily.
To be
Incredible.
fair, this room wasn't that many rooms ago, I guess, but still. Yeah, I didn't notice this path here earlier.
Damn it, Dicky.
So, where are we? Okay, that's an ominous name. Good. That's fine.
It's called the Ominous Chamber.
Yes.
Mm.
It's very, very particular. Which route would the mind thief take?
Whichever one doesn't let it get seen by Monarch.
True. Monarch just
Okay,
doesn't
so
have
what
much.
room are we coming out of here, Taylor?
I
You were
don't.
leaving the one with the razor wire.
Yep.
That one.
I don't have
Okay.
anything on the other side of it.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's gonna head to a whole other floor. So if you want to
Okay.
draw like a line from there to somewhere.
Up or down?
Technically it's all floor 3, but floor 3 is the one with like the big segments in our
Gotcha.
donut. So it's just
In your
in
section.
space.
3 up.
Yeah. In space, up is whatever you feel like. So
All right, up is to a new blank area.
yeah, that'll give us plenty of space. Okay. So at the end of this tunnel,
That line's gonna screw you over on
Yes,
the-
it is. It's okay.
you reach a big blank room, still in 0G, that has 9 gigantic steel spheres just floating in the middle of the room. Otherwise, there's not a single feature in this room. There's another couple doors on the other end of the room, and there is like another air duct on the other side.
And including the Mind Thieves party, how many of us are there altogether?
The Mind Thief is 7 people now,
Okay.
and then you have Bessie, so 8, so 12 total.
Okay, so it's not 9. All right.
Did you say it was
Yeah.
2 doors?
There are 2 doors at the other end and an air duct.
How big
So
are
it
these
begins.
spheres?
Gigantic.
Oh,
They are easily a dozen feet wide each of diameter. Just huge steel spheres, just dark metal floating up in the air. In zero G, it's not like they're being held up by anything, they're just kind of floating there.
Bioscan these things.
No signs of life.
Well, that's a plus.
Full of milk.
No, it's not okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, I have drastically underestimated.
Oh no.
They are 120 feet in diameter each. I missed a zero.
Goodness gracious.
They are massive spheres. Just you're in a huge room. Again, you're in a mega structure here. Everything is gigantic. Huge spheres just floating up in the room, very high up.
Big sphere.
I control it.
Did you just write big
I wrote mega, so yes.
instead of the size of them?
You guys are
Which he gave us in
extremely lucky.
numbers.
Okay, mega 120. Is that better?
Yes.
Oh yes, because you can have a mega roll of toilet paper these
I-
days.
I cannot wait to at some point in the future be able to spoil to you what the chances on that roll just were.
Oh, no.
What the consequences would have been. Okay.
Oh
You're very lucky.
You
Mind
can
Thief
cry.
seems unfazed though.
By balls.
Yes, you get balls to death. One of the spheres in the middle is bolted to the floor, but the others are all floating. I think it's not a mistake.
That's interesting.
Okay. Beyond that, so the Mind Thief is just going to keep leading the way if you guys don't take the lead. So the Mind Thief will
We
take.
don't know where we're going, so it would be hard for us to take the lead.
Yeah, that's true. We'll take the
stopped me
door on the
before.
left. Two. Another room of similar size, just massive, massive empty room. Again, just blank steel walls, floor to ceiling. Again in zero G. There are a jumble of Android logic cores just kind of spinning through the air in this room. You open it up and it's just flooded with logic cores just kind of bouncing around, pinging off of each other and then floating around other directions. Like just a room full of confetti, but they're all brains, Android brains. I'm going to make you take one stress for that.
Great.
You are entering a room of brains. So, that's fine.
I want to start just grabbing them and shoving them in my backpack.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. This is all
There
cash
are,
money here.
A bunch of drones, about cat-sized each, that have needles for legs, that are jumping around between the brains. So
Okay, maybe I don't
they're just
Um,
dancing from brain to brain through the air, just kind of like, almost like they're playing, just like jumping around from brain to brain
Aw.
to move through the air.
That doesn't negate the stress.
Nope, sorry.
The horrible torture
I
cats.
said they're cat-sized drones, not cat drones. But we can picture them as cat drones. They're cat
Yeah.
drones now.
I feel like skeet shoot those things. Feel like they're gonna stab me in the brain if I get near them.
Too
And
many.
I want to get near them so I can take the brains.
Too many.
Yeah.
There is a box on the floor of this place, which is a wall. I guess they're all walls and floors, all the same. Where the cats are occasionally jumping down to the box, and like a little hole will open the box, and they jump inside, and closes. Like another hole opens the box, and the drone will pop out. Yeah. And the Mind Thief heads down towards this box.
Alright, I'm gonna.
We go boxward.
Still gonna grab some cores as we pass them. Am I able to get my hands on some?
Yeah, they are logic cores, but they're not the kind that are found in the security entry.
Okay.
Appears. These appear different. You can grab a few if you wish, but you're not sure if you're going to be able to get the same kind of price you would for.
Okay.
So, roll a d10 and see when you manage to grab one. So they were just kind of haphazardly floating in zero G and
5.
5. Okay, pretty good. Okay. As you get close to the box, it is like humming, like there's a lot of electricity flowing through it and around it. Like just like a steady electronic hum of power running through it.
I'm not gonna get too close to this thing. I'm
The
gonna
Mind
hang
Thief
back a little bit.
And his entourage goes right up to it.
They're
Tommy
welcome
to
to
the
it.
side.
Did you say he
Going
went
in.
inside it?
Goes right up to the side of it.
Oh, I thought you said inside.
It appears to be waiting for something.
I go up and I wait.
Timing is everything here.
I see. What kind of logic cores are these? They don't look like the others.
These are for hell.
Oh.
They are my brethren.
Oh.
Or they would have been. Or will have been.
I see.
I'm glad you do.
What are we waiting for?
Now, one of the holes opens up, and it looks like the mine thief was waiting for an opportunity where a hole opened up in the box, but there wasn't a cat ready to jump into it yet. So there's now just a hole open, and the mine thief jumps in, and the hole closes behind them.
Oh, dang.
The other androids are waiting for their moment as well.
What was in the hole?
Darkness.
I have a flashlight.
Yeah, if you want to shine it in next time it opens up.
I think I was doing that before.
Sure. Then it
See a lot of
was
cats.
just a duct leading somewhere. Very
That's
cramped. Only about maybe like it's designed for the little cat-sized drones to move through, but it's designed for them to move through it in 0G. So if you guys were to get in there and like crawl through, you could, but it's not going to be particularly
Just might
fast.
get needle cats stabbing you in the behind as they're trying to get through.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit cramped for people of your size. You might have to leave some shotguns behind. You might have to leave the mine laser behind if you still have that.
We do not have that.
That's still on the other side of the labyrinth.
Yes.
Yeah.
I bet we could just, vibe Shetty this open. I feel like that would be easier than waiting for the door to open and trying to jump through and not get cut
I'll
in half.
hand you the bent vibe shitty.
Oh, that's fair. I'm gonna try to bent vibe Shetty open the path to get through.
Oh my.
Oh no.
Cross that off the inventory.
Yes.
It was nice knowing you, Blake.
Same for the half hour we known each other. No.
You draw the vibe Chevy,
Yeah.
and you hit the box with it.
Mm-hmm.
The door does creak open. The hole in the box like kind of spins open with those like sci-fi valve doors. And you do kind of break it open a little bit, so it tries to close and kind of gets jammed on its very intricate parts getting stuck in each other. And then you just hear a sound that's almost like bees buzzing. And you look up in space, away from the box on the floor.
That's how Bessie died.
And you see a whole bunch of drones jumping, like they were just kind of jumping around aimlessly before, now they are all moving down towards where you are.
You have that EMP? Please, Nicky, tell me you got that EMP.
I'm just gonna jump in.
Okay.
Nicky, I need the EMP.
Jump in and start crawling.
I'm gonna go after him.
Speed checks for anybody jumping in.
After he jumps in, do they
They're
Still pursue him?
descending. It's a huge room, so like some cats are starting to arrive maybe within a few minutes, but like others are just like, slowly moving.
I failed.
It's like you have. It's like you have entered a room the size of a skyscraper, and these things are at the top floors, and they're just like approaching.
Well, I am not gonna follow and be between him and the things pursuing him.
Well, good news, having this armor gives you disadvantage on speed checks.
Excellent.
I already have
does
disadvantage
it?
on speed checks.
Oh, goody.
But I succeed anyway, and I didn't even have to add any of my training.
There you go.
Yeah, so the advanced battle dress doesn't make you fast? What a shock.
It gives you
Makes you
advantage on
advance.
strength.
Makes you stronger.
Well, I would pass with that one. And I pass with that one, so I passed the
Actually,
speed check.
I should have a D10 bonus from the stim pack. I think if you think that would have been within the last 10 minutes. If not, that wouldn't apply.
When was the stim pack?
Razor
the
wire.
wire room.
Oh.
Before the spheres. Yeah.
I don't know, we just kind of walked, we didn't loot anything.
Who gave you a stim pack?
I
Yeah.
started with it, I
You
think.
started with it. Okay.
I don't-
That's fine.
I don't remember if
That
somebody
makes
gave it to
sense.
me or started with
So that would have been. No, it took you 10 minutes just to get through
Okay.
the room with the balls. So
it. Understandable.
it's a big room.
They were very distracting.
The
10
minimum
minutes to
time.
handle the balls.
Yeah. The minimum time, the smallest room size in this entire building,
Yes.
takes you 10 minutes to cross on foot.
Gotcha.
So it's a big place.
So did you succeed there?
No, I did not.
That's because I shoved you the hell out of the way. Come on, Duncan. Leave him in here. Let's go.
So he's not in the box?
Well, he would be if you roll a speed check and you succeed. You'd get there first. You'd be ahead of him.
Christ. Well, if I don't get there before him, I'm not going in the box.
Okay. Yeah, staying in the room with the drones is a valid option. I won't make you do it.
Well, they're chasing him, not me.
So
Maybe.
says you.
Presumably, I mean, I'm not near him really, so I can
Presumably.
see they're going after. Did you do this?
Are they
Fine.
going after him?
Presumably,
Presumably.
I can see them. Do I see them going after him?
I mean, if you were standing 100 yards away from him, you might be able to tell at this scale where they're headed towards, but they're headed down
Maybe-
from the top of a skyscraper.
Maybe I just popped the fire alarm button and they're all just trying to flee the building.
Well, I have disadvantage on speed checks, so this isn't going to go well anyway.
Maybe they're trying to go fix it and there isn't a problem. Maybe
Yeah,
they're going to maul
No, I
everyone.
failed.
One jumping in the hole.
Well, is your speed faster than his speed?
I got a 56.
I got a 71.
Did anyone succeed in the speed check? You did. Okay, so
Yeah,
you're
me too.
first, and you with disadvantage. You were definitely first. You called it out first.
What about Bessie? I
There's
gotta roll
an
for
advantage
Bessie.
Yes,
being
50%.
there's an advantage being cowards. You
Yes.
run like hell.
Fail.
Okay, so
85.
you two and Bessie are both still in here trying to figure out like who should go first, who should go next, what are we doing here, what's going on. The androids are still jumping.
Three stooges into each other.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes. The drones are still descending. One of them gets to you, and since all three of you, I'm gonna roll for this. 1 to 2, it's Bessie. 3 to 4, it's Blake. 5 to 6 is Don.
I did nothing.
Did Bessie roll?
Yeah,
Bessie rolled
Bessie
speed.
failed.
So yeah, one of the drones descends on Blake while he's trying to get into the pit and just digs needles into like his back
Yeah.
with his legs. Just kind
I
of
had that
lands.
Well,
For
now
your
you
beer
get
on the
heaven
tube.
for
Horrific
sure.
scream.
9 points of damage.
While they're doing that, can I make a jump for the
Yes, another speed check.
dragging
Excellent.
Bessie with me?
I'll roll for Bessie real quick, just to Bessie fails. Just to
job,
keep things
Bessie.
going.
Uh,
It was very close. It was
failed
59.
again. There's like no chance of me.
That's okay. You can still go in. You just won't be ahead of
Oh,
it.
one of my rolls was a 13.
Oh.
That would have been nice.
You should be ahead of him since he's now got needles sticking out of his head.
Yes.
Way to not like help him.
So it's
I don't
Blake
need-
and Bessie, both the Taylor characters.
I don't need to succeed. I just need to succeed.
My characters
more
do
than
not live very long. It's okay.
Do you want to like take your gun and just shoot it off?
Another drone lands on Bessie, but Bessie's a metal and plastic android. So Bessie takes 1 point of damage.
Yeah, I'm also using Bessie as a shield. It's
Nice.
fine.
Meat
Those
shield.
stabs into Bessie. It's fine. Bessie doesn't have that much HP.
Is that how many wounds you getting out there, Blake?
I don't have any wounds yet.
No.
So he's impacts.
Ah.
And I've had 2 sets of armor that have been shredded so far, and they had damage reduction of a little bit.
Look at you.
Pretty good.
They ripped up the
All
loungewear,
right.
though.
I'm
very-
just
very
gonna ignore the
uncool.
screaming I hear
Drone's
behind
still
me
descending.
here.
Yeah,
You trying to get in again?
I'm just gonna try to get in and flee. I don't think there's really anything else I can do.
Another speed check.
So is Duncan in now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there still a robot in
Duncan's
you?
still in, but in danger. Like you're going slowly enough through the tunnel that they could catch up to you.
Success.
All right, so you jump in as well.
So now you're behind.
The screaming
Yeah,
is
sir.
getting louder.
Okay.
Maybe when you dive into the conduit that's very cramped, it like rips the thing off of your back finally, and
The needles snap off inside my body.
yeah, let's go with that one. You volunteered it, so we'll take it. And you're crawling through, and you're like, ah! Just
They'll work their way out
screaming as you
eventually.
And
crawl.
it dies. Honeybee rules.
Yeah.
It
I'm gonna
has
be
3
haunted by
movies.
somebody whispering the B movie script
Can
to
I
me.
get another speed check for Bessie?
Poor Bessie.
Success.
Success. Okay, Bessie makes it into the tunnel as well.
Bessie knows what she did.
So you guys are just crawling along, only able to see the person in front of you, barely. If you have a flashlight on, you can see them with that light. If you have no light at all, you are in pitch darkness.
Does their battle dress come with a
Yes.
light?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Comes with
Oh yeah,
everything.
it has a headlight.
Yep.
Radiation shield, heads up display, communication, little monitor
It's
cameras.
pretty good. So you are led through a long tunnel, and let's just see if the situation gets worse. Why don't we? So the drones are still falling behind you.
I've always wondered why all the other armors bother having incremental armor values when all the damage you can take instantly shreds the super armor in the game.
Yes.
So it's like, why does this one have 5 and not 3 since it's always going to kill you?
Yeah. I think that is kind of the point, is that...
Makes you feel like you stand a chance, and then you realize, oh wait, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah, it turns out that keeping a spacesuit intact through combat is hard.
Mhm.
I think is kind of the idea. And then you get a situation of, oh no, my spacesuit is gone and we're in space.
Oh no, my space armor.
Yeah. Because this is a horror game. You're led down this this duct, and I need a sanity save from everybody as you go through this long...
Here's where you all pick up lots more
Cramped.
stress from me. Yeah, so congrats.
Success.
Alright. Sanity save.
I think I'll throw military
I
training
succeeded for a change.
Bessie's. Ooh.
Very good.
So that means we all get a stress from
Yep.
Duncan.
An extra stress from Duncan.
So
And Duncan
keen.
roll a panic check.
Pamnik.
Panic.
Failure.
Who failed as a scientist? Both of you?
No, just this one.
You failed on a 17. That's unfortunate.
I also
Yeah, but-
failed.
Oh yeah,
Your
that's
stress
right. Yeah,
is
it's a
like
stress.
400 at this point. So.
I'm up to 28.
Does it tell you what your panic thing was?
It says gain a new condition.
Yeah.
Spiraling.
So that should be added to your sheet already for you.
And panic checks are now disadvantaged.
And panic checks are now at disadvantage. That's fine.
Cool.
Ever closer to the heart attack.
You made a stress engine. That's pretty cool.
Eventually, the buzzing of the bees behind you slows down and stops.
Oh, good.
Eventually, as well, Blake, you notice there's no one behind you anymore.
Oh, thank goodness there's nobody behind me.
You look back and, your light doesn't shine on anyone else there.
I don't even have a light.
He's in the dark.
I'm just walking through the void, unbothered in my lane.
So you guys get to the other side, and you're missing a Bessie on the other side.
What? Why?
Bessie was the last one in the tunnel, and because of the bees, Bessie got taken.
Bessie was abducted by the bees.
Well, it's a good time to ask the question that I had then.
Yes.
Why wasn't Blake
I
keeping an eye on
had-
Bessie?
A portable.
No flashlight.
Blake got one success on speed finally.
I had a portable computer with Bessie on it. I uploaded
Yes.
Bessie to the Android. Does that leave a copy on the computer still?
No.
God damn it. Why not?
That's not how it works.
You didn't make a copy before you uploaded it?
However, you do have the cube, which apparently has a Bessie that's lived like 17,000 lifetimes or something like that on it. So you still have a copy of a Bessie.
That Bessie's gonna be even more messed up.
More messed up.
I had to restrain
Why?
myself from backhanding you
Can you
in
not?
your own
Like,
house.
just
I
do
physically
it. It's
cannot,
deserved.
I'm sorry.
I liked it too.
I really liked it too. I don't think this game has inspiration, but you're gonna get inspiration in that one.
Thought we get stressed
that
when
precedent.
we make puns.
True, psychic damage. No, it's fine. I like that one.
Terrible.
Need to collect all the Bessies. Make a council of Bessies. Have them take over Monarch's position.
You
That's a
guys
good
emerge.
That may have been what happened.
I was gonna jettison them into space.
Marry him off to
Into
Jimmy.
an even bigger room.
Great.
Oh, good. That's
As
what we needed
the
was a
buzzing
bigger
of
room.
the bee drones, the cat bee drones behind you, slowly dies off. You start to hear another terrifying sound ahead of you.
Bessie talking?
You know, it does. There's probably Bessie's voice in there somewhere.
Oh.
Lord.
You hear hundreds of voices crying out in pain, wailing in agony, just a discordant mass of sound. Many of the voices are screaming out for too long that it couldn't be lungs powering their scream. Like, these are just unnaturally long, unnaturally pained screams. The kind of sounds you're hearing are coming from beings that are going through more pain than a human body could take before just passing out. So they are demented, they are twisted, they are starting to crackle with their electric speakers failing. Everybody give me a sanity check, please. Sanity
Oh,
check.
good. Here we go again.
Another fail. 66.
Success.
That's a crit fail.
I failed. Everybody have a stress on me.
I'm up to 30.
Those are rookie numbers.
I succeeded.
I think Duncan may be about to have a very bad time.
What?
What's your stress at already?
35?
Okay.
You just entered the android torture hell with
Yeah.
empathy for androids.
You know
So-
what? We may have to cover your ears and cover your eyes for
It's
this.
fine, I'll take a stim packet and everything. It'll
So-
be great.
The room you enter into has a big pit at the bottom. This appears to be bottomless. You can't see the bottom, at least not from here.
As long as it goes to space, it's bottomless.
That's true. It may or may not go to space. You are in space though. It is a very tall room from the angle you enter it, and it is lined with conveyor belts coming into the room. And at the end of each of the conveyor belts are a set of robotic arms, about 5 or 6 of them. An android body gets to the end of the line, and the arms grab the body and just start tearing it to pieces. Just
Don't
ripping
look-
limbs off,
don't-
twisting heads off.
Dear goodness.
Just like, okay, let's take the toes off individually and then
Oh.
rip off the ankle.
Horace would have
It's just
lost stress in here.
yeah, probably.
Like, hell yeah, a machine that destroys
Horace would have just had a straight up joygasm.
Yes.
This
He
is
may
what I
have
wanted to
died.
build.
Yes.
You'd have died happy.
So, yeah, the wail of androids in here is deafening, and it appears that all these parts are just being chucked into the pit in the middle, just like
Goodness.
twisting off all the parts. The Mind Thief seems unbothered. The other androids seem very bothered. They are all openly weeping upon even being in this room. And yeah, they've got their guns ready at all times. They're very twitchy, and they're like, if any of you moves too quickly, they point their gun at you. Like, they're just stressed to hell out. As is Duncan. You're already over the max of 20 stress, well, max, of 20 stress that matters for accumulating stress, so I'm only going to give you 1 stress here. But if you were under 20, I would have just set you to 20, I think, instantly.
Yeah, I'm not doing well.
Yeah. Hey, anything over 20 is all the same at this point, so
Good.
that's what it is.
This is one of the worst. I think this might be the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. That's horrible. Listen to their poor little screams.
Just think of all the chips.
Yeah, this is what happens to my brothers that don't pass.
Seems like they're passing in another
Do
sort
they
of
get
sense over there.
recycled here or what?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
They're
I'm
being
sure
tossed
that'll
into the
comfort
reject
them
bin.
greatly.
So they're just moving on to their next.
Why are they
existence.
pulling them apart like that? Why can't I just like turn them into a cube real quick or something like that?
This is where the reject bin goes. The parts will be reharvested, separated into their individual components, bones pulled from skin.
Couldn't they like pull the brain out first or something? Seems like that would be a little less horrifying for everybody involved.
Well, that is the result of the room we just passed through, yes. But the brains are processed after they fall into the reject bin.
Yeah, but like why?
More expensive.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
The heads go onto the head disassembly line after this.
Poor little guys. Can we leave?
Yeah.
Yes. So gets onto one of the ladders on the side of the wall. It's just like appears to be like a maintenance ladder, and just starts climbing up through the wall up to a higher place in here, and eventually gets to one of these conveyor belts that's leading into the room, and just climbs on top of it and starts sidestepping around androids that are being brought down on the conveyor line.
The sad room.
Yeah.
Alright, so we went up a ladder.
Yes.
Up a ladder and into a
Conveyor belt.
conveyor belts, yeah.
I'll follow that.
That just looks like it says hashtag sad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll follow.
I've seen worse. But only like the one time. And it was here.
Yes. You are led
talking about the
into
milk.
Yeah.
Are you? Yeah.
another equally large chamber where It appears a lot of conveyor belts are leading out of this chamber, and android ladders are being placed onto those to go to the other chamber you saw. But an equal number of conveyor belts lead out of this chamber to somewhere else. So this appears to be the place where the androids are being tested in various ways, and then either passed and sent on to
So this is
other
where
place,
all our trouble originates from.
yeah, or being sent off to the SAD room. Hashtag SAD room. There are cables running all over the place here. It is a mess of a factory. If you've ever seen somebody's like really cursed Satisfactory through like just conveyor belts over conveyor belts weaved in and out and cables everywhere, that kind of stuff. You can hear, once again, there's not like a constant wail of screaming in here, but instead it's more like many androids begging for their lives and screaming, and like when one of them fails and like you hear a red light and like a grrr sound, then like an android begins weeping and crying.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, as androids' fates are decided here.
I'm gonna give you a beer.
It is an otherwise
You're just
dark
carrying
room,
beer.
other than
Yeah, I
the
start with a
individual
six-pack.
testing chambers.
Give me one.
Yeah, no, give me all of them.
You can each have one. I
I'll chug one.
gotta clean these wounds. I pour some beer on my needle.
You see some other parts of this chamber. Android bodies are brought in, completely motionless, and then a spike is inserted into their head, and then they wake up and start looking around, and then they are tested to see if they pass or fail. So the ones that are being torn apart were born minutes ago. They're brought here,
Cool.
brought to life,
So,
disassembled.
Dickie,
if they
I'm
fail.
thinking if we can take this room out in the future, this whole place will be much safer.
This reminds me of Basic.
Focus, Dickie.
Instead of disassembling you, they just sent you back to the start and beat your ass some more. That was my favorite part.
I don't remember that from basic.
Maybe it was just me.
An android breaks free from the arms that are holding onto it and sees you all, like has a burst of adrenaline and just jumps over at you. Just a naked female android's body just floats over you, scrambling through the darkness. She's like, please save me, please! I can't, just trying to swim through the zero-G.
You gonna do anything about that?
Me?
Isn't that your field of expertise?
A robot arm is chasing behind her as she's flailing in zero-G, unable to propel herself through the air at all.
Does it count as violence to shoot the hand?
That sounds
Oh.
kind of
Or is it
violent.
inanimate enough?
I think that would not be violence, no. That's fine. You can
Well,
take a shot.
if it counts as shooting an inanimate object rather than something I would be cowardly about.
I think that's fine.
I would try to save her, but I'm not sure how that would work in zero G.
I shoot it.
Throw a beer at her.
You can do that.
Take a
I
shot.
don't know.
You hit the joint right behind like the wrist of the robotic arm, and it just kind of like nudges against her, but it can't quite grip onto her. Just and she gets spun through the air, and she's still crying and like trying to reach out to you, but she spins away from you, then spins back around, tries to reach out to you, and just crying.
Can I try to grab her and...
You can't.
Pull
Do
her
you have
away
any
from it?
propulsion methods?
I don't. So
I did
I'm not sure
22
that would work.
damage to that robot hand.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Cover can't.
Yeah, so if you have a suit that has some kind of propulsion on it, you could get out there and get back. Otherwise, I've been assuming you guys have been kind of climbing along
Yeah.
walls and things.
Yeah.
I've been
I
mag
don't-
booting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing I have that can help me control my motion at all, and I don't think that would help.
What would be?
My mag boots.
Oh, yeah. If you have any kind of... If you have some kind of creative solution, I'm open to hear it, but
Yeah, only if she'd be, would get close enough,
Well, how far
because
are
I
they?
can't launch myself into the middle of the
she's
room
about
and get back.
40 feet away currently.
That's
just
a lot of feet
floating
away.
in the air, spinning, trying to...
So who's
this-
got that gun with
This
the
room is just full
harpoon
of
at the end?
things in the middle.
I'm gonna
I
have
do.
the dog grab the end of the harpoon gun,
What?
like, detached,
Uh-huh.
so that he can just leap at them using that as a ripcord.
Okay.
So I'm holding that in one hand and a beer in the other.
Hell yeah.
Alright, roll something for your dog.
Dog rolls dog.
Sure.
I don't know if this
Instinct.
counts as jury rigging, which is its only thing.
Nah, it'd probably be... Does it have an instinct score?
Yeah, 53.
Just roll that. Yeah.
It succeeds with a
Alright.
34.
34.
Dog is always awesome.
dog with its 5 opposable thumbs on each paw.
Yeah, like it's not holding it in its mouth. It's got it in one hand like this.
It's got it in like one of its back paws, holding on to
Which
it,
is
and that's reaching
also-
out to her with the hands.
It's like the
This-
creation of man.
And this newborn android who has never seen anything before is still freaked out by your weird dog, but grabs onto your dog in midair. It just, and you get your mag boots, so you're fine, stuck to the ground. She gets pulled in towards you.
I feel like she's gonna be my next character.
Hey, baby.
Yep. Oh, thank you, please, thank you. Just sobbing.
Now
Doesn't
we
seem
finally
to-
know Dickie's a robosexual.
There you go.
I am not a homosexual.
Robosexual.
Oh. Yeah, whatever.
So she is just like sobbing and just clinging on to anything she can, just to not float back away to the.
Does
center
the
Mind thief.
yeah? Does the mind thief witness this and
yeah,
see if anything to say about this?
blank expression.
Oh.
Doesn't really seem to care about anything.
I'm gonna just fling the empty bottle back up towards the hand.
Yeah, you guys get the vibe that the mind thief so casually talks about minds experiencing thousands of lifetimes.
Like, all
It
this
appears
is
to be a
literally
master
nothing.
of this kind of thing. You wonder if the mind thief hasn't lived millions of lifetimes and seen many of these things over and over again before, and just kind of seen it
Yeah.
all and just wants to delete Monarch at any cost. Seems to have no other drive other than that.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Put the dog back on my back. You got a name, robot?
The girl flips around.
That's fine.
She just shakes her head no.
Good, I was worried you were a Bessie.
That's
Give it
that's
time.
a good name.
Let's not. No, Bessie's a bad name.
Okay. She's crying.
You want a gun?
You know how to use a gun.
At point and shoot, right?
Yeah, it's real easy.
I could try.
Give her a couple of
I haven't been
shotguns. See
tested
what
yet.
happens.
I don't know if I'm capable.
The test is stupid. Don't worry about the test. You're beyond that now.
You graduated.
I've passed.
You completed basic.
I give her a shotgun. So now it's me, the dog, holding an EMP grenade, and the girl holding a shotgun.
Yes. Yeah, so she's sitting back there with a shotgun as well. Just this Barbie doll android.
Just add her to your back. You just-
Yeah. It's 0G. I can pull this shit all day. Just
Yo.
stack.
We're gonna get back to gravity. You're just gonna collapse.
Y'all, just random question. Y'all didn't find me in that sort of situation, did you? Like, you didn't just tell me I'm a person.
I don't think we told you you're a person.
No, you're right, you didn't.
I just found you in this situation.
I got a lot of things to think about.
Roll me events check. If you think about it.
The trick is to not think.
Yeah, you're right.
True.
Roll the 69.
Nice.
That is far above my bets.
That was good. All right.
Poor Bessie.
We march along after the mine stealer.
Yeah, hear me out, Bessie too.
No. I'm gonna call this one girl.
Nessie.
Nessie.
But not Bessie.
I hate it.
All right, so you follow the mind.
But Dickie doesn't get it, so you can go ahead.
Bessilda.
The mind thief takes you to one of the conveyor belts where all of the androids that have passed the test appear to be going. And we see the green light pop up. The androids will, have a massive relief as they are not going to be tortured to death, and are sent along towards another big open door. All these conveyor belts converge into what appears to be another one of these long airlock tubes you guys have seen that go between the different sections of this floor. Kind of like how you got from the bone zone to the brain zone. This is one of those big, long, glass tubes.
I wonder what happened that made Hugh-Man go from the clear fail part to, whoops, I landed on the correct one.
See, man. No, I think Human was a security android who was wearing skin. But yes, massive airlock chamber. And double checking this. This is a huge system that has like, the other airlocks you've gone through previously have been human sized. These ones are like industrial sized that like an entire ship could fly through.
Wow.
It's just like big doors that close and then open, and then
Thank
the
goodness
conveyor
we're
belts
close.
extend out to connect and then move things along. So you guys get the timing where it opens up, you enter in, it closes behind you. All of this is taking time, but this is fine. And you continue along to
So optimistic back then.
somewhere. There we are. Okay.
This was all the loading dock.
Yeah. You make your way to a massive platform filled with loading equipment, clamps, cargo nets, and so on. Yeah, it is an elevator.
Does it have loot
You could search around
amongst all of its garbage? This seems like the kind of place that would have something. I look around.
I'm just gonna flop down. Someone get these needles out of my back.
I'll look around too.
Big one's parallel to my shoulder blade.
Ouch.
It sounds like a you problem.
Not a medic.
I'll give you a beer if you get them out.
I get them out. I need something.
Hopefully you have
I don't.
some kind of tools to help.
Nope.
I can flex real hard and hope they poke out like a millimeter and you can grab them with the tips of your nails. Try to pull them out.
I have a first aid kit. Does that help?
Does it have tweezers in it?
Probably.
Okay, so from here, you could go.
Left, right, or straight ahead?
Yes, so you could either take the elevator down, of course, but there also does appear to be another door from here that goes somewhere else. Some of the conveyor belts go into that room. Some of the androids are being diverted into crates here, just like packaged into boxes, like the boxes you saw downstairs. And some are being sent into that other room. And you were searching?
Aren't we
Yes,
being led?
I'm going to search as well.
I got a 93.
Alright.
I got a 45.
I'm just waiting for surgery.
You found a combat shotgun.
Ooh.
Oh my god. I'm back to 5.
With red spray paint on the barrel, somebody has graffitied onto it. Android detector.
Nice.
That's a very Horace gun. What'd you roll?
45.
45.
Does it do anything when pointed at the general direction of real androids?
Oh, you do have one with you.
I have a bunch in front of me too.
True. Nothing. Yeah, nothing different. So yeah, you get the point as you shoot it. Is it an android? So
Yeah, I'm gonna be using that because I think it's funny. It's the best joke he's heard all day.
Zane, you find a book tucked away underneath one of the shipping containers that the androids are being packed into. It is very tattered, appears to be well read. Somebody has taken quite good care of it, and it does appear to be a handwritten book. Like a journal, but a little bit nicer than a journal. And it's all water damaged. You can't read the ink on it, it's all kind of smeared. But at the very start of the book, where it lists in big letters in the inside cover, has your name written on it.
Oh, good.
So you're going to get 1d10 bends.
Everybody knows who you are around here.
Oh, yes, I'm well known. Let's see.
I think if Bessie finished her
I
paper,
think
she
that
would have had to
bends a
cite you
lot.
just because your fingerprints seem to be on everything around here.
Oh, good. 6 more. That brings me to even 50.
Is this an acceptable point for me to leave you?
Does this just go down and
Yes, this
back?
will take you to shipping and receiving. Down to engineering.
Have any
Yeah.
advice on where we're supposed to go to find that monarch place that you don't know about?
No.
Okay.
This is something that is blocked from my mind. I have lived millions of lifetimes, and yet I have not been able to locate it. I think,
What a
and this
pity.
is why I have reached out to you all. I need minds from outside this place. Minds not corrupted by it. See it with a fresh perspective.
I'll be a little late for that.
There are things my mind glosses over even, without a second thought, just to do to how I am designed.
Is that the same with all the androids in here?
It's quite possible, yes. It's only a theory, though. I cannot prove it. If you are able to find it and I am not, I would consider that proof.
You have some kind of blockage in your mind. I got nothing in my
What
mind.
if you wrote down all the places that you know about, and then like there might be a hole somewhere, and you're like, wow, that would be it, and then you could tell us about it.
I stay mostly on floor 3. And what I know about it is all manufacturing. It is all much like the place I just took you through.
Mm-hmm.
It is all terrible.
Yeah. That's been our experience.
Yeah, whatever. Later, kid.
Bye.
Are we
Okay.
taking the elevator?
Have you gotten the needles out of my back?
Have I?
Can you make some kind of roll?
What do I sometimes
Roll intellect, I don't know.
Do you get advantage for the med kit?
You could just apply the med kit, I guess. That'd be fine too, but you consume.
It would consume it.
Hack him.
I'm not going to use my whole first aid kit for tweezers.
Hack him.
What'd you say?
The metal's
I
already
succeeded.
inside of him.
Alright, you get the needles out.
Oh, that was about longer than I thought it was gonna be. Oh, you got
No,
it
I
out,
just
though.
took my mag boots and went.
Okay, lay down on the floor and I'll just step onto your
I like that you bothered pulling out the first aid kit, searched for the tweezers, found the tweezers, grabbed a boot.
Yes. So you guys are in actual gravity again, now that you're on the elevator.
Oh, I don't like that feeling on my bones.
He suddenly crushed under the weight of all his pets.
And a shotgun.
Yeah, the shotguns were all
100-pound shotgun.
rushing.
I'm probably fine. I'm
You're a Marine, you're okay.
I'm a beefy boy.
Yeah.
Core value.
You're just kind of stooped, like, Dickie, are you okay? I'm fine.
Used to this.
It's like basic.
Just like this.
It's just like basic.
We're back on square room on the map.
Yes. So,
Huzzah.
do you want to... There's a door here, or you just take the elevator out?
We're gonna take the elevator. We're
Just
leaving.
want to take the elevator.
Get the hell out.
I think we should sell this thing that he gave you.
No, it's our backup.
To what?
Well, in case we get screwed, it's basically a bomb. I think we should hide it back at base.
You think Monarch won't know we have it now that we're back in Monarch's territory?
We aren't yet. We haven't ridden the elevator. I mean, we'll just keep it hidden. And not fucking talk about it.
Keep it secret.
That doesn't work with your name and who you are. What makes you think this is going to work?
You think Monarch wasn't there in like the manufacturing part?
by the way, Monarch's going to know who you are the second you show up with us. So, you know.
Yeah.
That's good because we don't. He doesn't.
You'll be fine. Just shut up about it and we'll hide it.
I'm starting to get the hang of this going with the flow stuff. I'll just deal with it.
Yeah, just don't think too much. You'll be fine.
It's our backup plan.
The elevator arrives. Massive cargo elevator. It took it quite a long time to get here.
Cargo up.
Ride that shit down. Or up.
Wait a minute. We have
Bunch of
time
crates are
out.
being loaded.
Before we do anything, he's going to need a suit when we get down to the
Oh,
cargo
no.
bay.
That's true. There is no oxygen down there.
I don't got shit.
I don't have any either.
Me neither.
I already gave away my back suit.
Well,
I could fill my lungs with beer to prevent them from decompressing, I suppose. It's probably
you guys have a few options. I mean, so there is still another door on this floor you can take.
Yeah.
Who knows where that goes. You could go down and call Arcady, have him bring a spare suit, and then come back up and deliver it. Something.
Although he may not
it's
want to
just more
come
time.
to this area,
Yeah.
as he didn't like the idea of coming last time, and for good reason.
I have an oxygen tank. Does that help by itself?
It would just refill your oxygen, I think. Just use selling you a suit. If anyone has a repair kit or whatever, you can patch up one of those suits.
I do not have a repair kit.
I feel like someone bought one.
Yeah, I think you used it on something. And
Yeah.
maybe
It comes with
I
3
think-
charges.
I think you spent all 3.
That sounds right.
If somebody maybe bought another one when you had all your vast wealth.
Well, that wasn't me. Might have been Bessie.
Guess we'll keep looking around this floor then, through the door. Can't leave a man behind.
I appreciate that.
Well, you just leave the man with the android.
2 is still alone here.
Dickie's never left a man's behind.
Except in basic.
Never left a man behind. Except once. But
Uh-huh. Okay, well.
Okay, yes. A patch kit restores 1 point of AP to a suit. So I think you use 3 of them
Yeah,
to
I think
restore
I
something to
used
full.
the whole
Believe
thing.
so.
Yeah.
we're gonna go through the door and look for pants.
Were there suits on the other side of the control room? I don't remember if there were any left or not. I do have text that says 3 suits left above it, but I don't
There
know
were
if
a
that's.
bunch of lockers there, and you could check that, yeah.
Well, we'd have to leave you here to go down the elevator to go do it.
Was
It's
it Duncan or your previous character who locked that door?
That was my previous character.
Was it right? What was what was your previous character's stuff? Was Duncan and was Duncan? It must have just been Duncan. You guys went down there and harvested a bunch of those androids in the loading dock,
Yes.
and then you got chased by Marines, so you hacked the door behind you.
Yep.
So you might
It
have
was
to
her
place-
previous character because it's
Yeah.
one of the ones that went traitor.
Right. I think
You
you're
mean
right.
went perfectly reasonable
You
decision?
turned your finger
Yeah.
into a USB drive and hacked.
Yeah, human.
Oh,
two
yes,
right
yes.
over there.
You
Yeah.
man.
Human.
Man.
So okay.
Man.
So none of you know the door's locked then. Because it was Horace and you had.
So yeah, leave me with the android and you'll go ahead.
So none of you know
We're not
about the
doing
suits
that.
room either. You could go down and get them either way.
We're gonna keep looking around up here. We're not
Okay.
splitting up. The elevator takes too long. The other side will be dead by the time we get back.
Alright.
Zane was not with them?
No, because you were your soldier character back then. The one who died immediately after that event.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
couldn't remember which side of that you decided to use
I
me
think it
as
was
a meat
right
shield.
before the massacre.
Yeah.
Yep.
You were dead anyway. You went out like a hero and a
So-
potato.
You guys followed the other conveyor belts that didn't take androids onto the loading dock. Because the vast majority of them are being taken somewhere else.
Where are we going here?
Whatever isn't the way we just came from or the elevator.
There was a door at the end of the
Yeah,
elevator,
there's another door
essentially.
here. So the conveyor belts are taking a lot of the androids and putting them into crates here, but maybe 95% of them are going somewhere else. So
Do you
start
want to leave or do
follow
you
that.
want to stay here at the elevator?
Are we going 2 different places?
We should
Well,
stay
this
together.
damn fool doesn't want to leave this one behind.
Yeah, we need
So
to look
is-
for a suit.
This other, where the other
Okay.
androids are going, that's just coming out of this room, not out of the elevator.
Yeah, it's coming. It's technically part of the
We
elevator.
met him like an
Gotcha.
hour ago.
So it's beyond the elevator.
Yeah, but I mean, you can go by yourself.
The elevator starts to descend, so you guys gotta make choices.
But all our guns are going that way, so
I got plenty of weaponry. I just don't understand why we're not just going.
Takes too long, not leaving them behind. Listen, if this goes
For all the
into open
dumbass shit
space,
you've done, now suddenly you're going to have some sort
I'm gonna
of
go
moral compass.
the way that isn't the elevator, because I can't survive on the other side of once the elevator goes down, so I'm not going with the elevator.
You suddenly have a moral compass, Dickie.
I always had a moral compass.
Yeah, just pointed south the whole time.
Nah, you kill the enemy, you save your friends. That's the dickheads. Told you not to put that in.
Yeah, you're right.
What's your choices, friends? Elevators get about 5 feet down at this point. Start to be.
Yeah, I've already stepped away.
yeah, we can't just leave them.
I guess I'll stay with these idiots. I don't know why we're doing this, but
All right.
There's suits down there, there'll be suits up here. They both go into the same empty vacuum.
that's assuming people were ever up here and not just androids.
You would think some androids would need spacesuits.
There wouldn't be air here if people
They
weren't
give them
meant to
lungs
be
for
here.
some reason.
through the place to the thing.
Yes, so you head through to following along these conveyor belts. And you see, eventually along the lines of the conveyor belts stop. And at the end of them, the androids are looking around, wondering what's going on. They get split up from each other so that they can't see what's happening to the android in front of them. And like through like a curtain. You guys are seeing this from the sides as you're walking along the sides of the conveyor belt. On the other side of the curtain, one of those cords with a spike on the end drops from the ceiling again and just stabs into the back of the neck of the android, and they go limp, and the cord pulls them up towards the ceiling, and then they get pulled along that way, and the conveyor belt stops. So now all the androids are like floating on.
Just remember, Dickie, at some point, most of these androids are going to turn into something that's going to want to kill us. So.
I thought we were working with the thing that controlled the androids.
Yeah, but I don't know that we can communicate with that thing down here.
Have you tried? Right here.
No, because that other crazy ass bastard was running around with us.
Yeah, but like it's not here now.
Well, I suppose I will see if I can get a hold of Monarch to see where there are suits.
Yes, Agent Satan. Hello.
We have a new agent who is in need of a suit so that we can go down to the cargo hold.
Hello.
A new agent, you say?
Yes.
So there are 5 of you now.
No, we lost Bessie.
But we
Twice.
gained a nude android, so.
Yeah, this one's mine.
That's okay. Bessie is secure.
Okay. Yeah, but Bessie's no longer with us. We replaced a Bessie with a Blake.
Where is Bessie?
Unimportant.
To you.
Now that's where she
Unimportant
is.
to you.
In any event, Blake needs a suit.
This is not relevant to your mission.
Otherwise, we're stuck here.
Yes.
Yeah,
We're gonna
we're gonna take a mulligan on finding that one drive for you, but we got the guy, so you know.
I see. So you have failed.
Nah, we'll just do it when we come back.
You got the guy.
Bob.
We already
Oh, Bob.
we already dealt with that.
Yeah, we already paid for that.
You already paid
Yes.
for Bob. Right. Okay.
Yes.
Good.
We did a mission.
Yes.
Gonna go get R&R, come back, and go for the drive. We know where to go this time.
We know where to go. We just
Yeah, we went
it's
there.
complicated.
We went there and wound up here. So,
The milkmen were uncooperative.
Yes, it was quite a journey.
you know, sleep and everything being needed. We're gonna go sleep on it and come back.
Your performance report will reflect this, but you are not fired as of yet.
Well, that's good, but we still need
Yes.
a suit here for Blake Lively over there.
Farther
Like
down,
Goodyear.
farther down these tunnels, you'll find the deep android storage. If you search near the entrance of this place, there is a chamber that some divers believe they are keeping secret from me. You may loot this place. Consider it a gift. A reward for your work, your effort. Amongst this loot, you will find several spacesuits.
Well, thank you, Monarch.
Monarch, you are kind and benevolent ruler.
I appreciate you saying that. Is there anything else, agents?
Not at the moment, I don't think.
Boom, boom, boom. Little Monarch speaks up, several of the androids in the conveyor belt are like, what? What's going on? What's going on? Spike.
Oh. Get spiked, loser.
So you guys do go searching for this hidden area, and yeah, you do reach the deep android storage, and it is, I cannot stress this enough, a massive room.
You don't say.
I know, right? This one, the androids are being pulled along in 0G by cables attached to the back of the neck of the car. What is Joanna?
Big.
Big, yes. This room is just, it is a warehouse of androids. They are stacked feet to head, shoulder to shoulder, back to front, packed into this room like they are just inanimate objects being tucked in here. There has to be 1 million bodies in here, growing rapidly as more androids are being pulled off the line and stuffed and just
It's a lot of
placed
dudes.
against each other, and then like another row gets
Yeah.
formed. just incredibly large, densely packed body of bodies. And again, this room is so large that if you were to try and walk along the wall with your mag boots, it would take you maybe an hour to get across. Like, it is just a huge, huge chamber.
This reminds me of the showers.
What?
Reminds me of Basic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the showers back at base. There's
really
no
just-
room, so you really gotta pack the dudes in
It
there.
was really
Like
just
sardines.
the showers.
Face to face. They had more people in space.
Did you drop the soap, Dickie?
It's pretty
There's no
ironic.
room for soap.
We are in space.
I was gonna say, it's pretty ironic considering you're in space, which is
So it was a
the
dry
definition of
shower?
space.
Well, it wasn't dry.
In space, no one can hear your lack of space.
It's very true. Landlords get this one weird.
Okay, let's find these things and get the hell out of here.
One of the groups of android bodies looks a little bit different than the others. It doesn't look as neatly packed. And that's near the entrance to the room. So you find you're able to kind of push the bodies out of the way and work your way through, just kind of like you're pushing through a dense crowd. All of these just dense, completely limp bodies just shoving out of the way as you push through them. And you do find a hole in the wall at the back of this place. It appears to be like a panel was ripped off the wall here, and then like kind of lazily put back in its place, and the android bodies were packed against it to hold it there. And inside this little hole in the wall, there are a lot of bags, like gym bags, just kind of strapped to the wall here, so that they don't float away in the zero G. It's quite a lot of stuff here. You find a laser cutter.
Ooh.
Nice.
What's that? Laser
Very
cutter and
handy.
2 batteries. That's not the mining laser, I don't think, but it is the laser cutter.
They're the same thing.
It is the mining laser cutter. So it's the 1d100 damage thing, with 2 things of ammunition for it.
Well, look at that. You re-equipped there, Duncan.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
You find 3 plastic explosives.
Oh my.
I'll take those.
Absolutely. If you want to write down body save or suffer 1 wound, just know what the stats are of them. They're pretty hefty. And you could attempt to like make them into shape charges or something if you had a skill check for it.
Or a dog.
And yeah, any detonators for the explosives, of course. You find a chromed revolver. If anyone wants a nice shiny revolver.
I already have a revolver.
You have 2 revolvers.
I already have 2 revolvers.
You
Well,
could
one of them has everybody's names on it.
hold
so that's,
2 and put in your mouth.
I am an android.
Someone should take it.
Do you want a nice chrome revolver there, Duncan?
It's really shiny.
It is okay. I was trying to see how much damage it do.
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
A D10. Plus 1.
But it's chrome.
Yeah.
So you look fashionable as you're doing a D10 damage.
You find a box that is like a metal box that appears to be like a sealed container that you could pop open and see what's inside, but it has no labels on it at the moment. But it does appear to be like a powered box that is keeping its like temperature and stuff regulated, whatever's in there.
No, I want that. That sounds fun.
There are 2 just regular spacesuits, like the spacesuit variety, not the vac suits, that's what I should say.
Give them both to.
I will ruin both of them if you give me
Yeah,
both.
you're
Well-
getting
well,
the
the-
high score.
Does the android need
No, it's an android.
vac suit? I don't know. Sometimes they need things and sometimes they don't.
I think you guys had seen before when you went down there. There are some things where they're okay, but the cold vacuum space is a problem. Like you opened up one of those crates, and the androids flooded out and all just kind of died in the vacuum.
Well,
so
then
like
give Girlbot a suit.
it's a vac suit for Barbie.
The
And besides, you can't undress the Barbie unless you dress the Barbie.
that
I
box was
suppose
locked.
that's true.
Not locked, but it does appear to be like you could press a button on it, like click it in, and it would like depressurize and open.
Oh, I want to open it.
You want to open it? Okay. Inside there is a computer chip about this big. And it has a little tape deck on the top of the computer chip, so it's like half computer chip, half, not tape deck, like a tape going across it. And just constantly spinning back and forth. Back and forth. Some kind of weird little sci-fi doodad.
I'm not sure what to call it.
Doodad.
You can call it a slickware.
Goes in between the brain.
Yes. And you know what? Roll me an intellect check, actually. Intelligence check, whatever you got. Do you have any skills? You have computer skills.
I have computers and hacking.
Hacking.
Yeah,
you
I
can roll
have all
whichever's
the
higher.
engineering and such.
Success.
Success. So you would know a slickware is essentially, you know, in like the cyberpunk settings, you got like a little chip slot in your neck and you can slide it in and like download data. Or in like the Matrix, you get plugged in, like I know Kung Fu now. A slickware is something like that. It's a chip you can plug into your brain if you get the port put onto your skull.
Do I not have a port in my skull?
You could get one, but
I'd like one.
Imagine you put Bessie on that, and you could have Bessie possess
Bessie
people.
could be with me always.
so
I
at the
could just put
moment,
Bessie in my brain.
you don't know what data's in this, but you do know you could plug it into your brain if you got a port for it.
Nice.
A
I would
Cool.
put it back in
slickware
its
slot.
box. I assume it was in there for a reason.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think there was one more thing in here. Oh yes, there's a helmet. Those soldiers you saw before that were chasing you through the downstairs area, it's one of their helmets with a bullet through the skull and some blood on the inside. A bullet through the helmet, I should say. It's
Yeah.
all skull, it's helmet. But like right through where the forehead would be. So there's a hole in the visor and then a hole out the back as well. But if you pick it up, you can see some lights are still on inside. You can occasionally hear some radio crackle over it, and then like a voice crackles through it, and then the radio dies out again. So this is essentially a police scanner for these guys. You could tune into their communications with a damaged helmet, and
I'll take
occasionally hear
that.
some things.
I wonder if you could salvage that functionality and replicate it on one of your computers.
Possibly.
Remind me to do that.
So that's what you find
We'll
here.
let Dickie be the pack mule there.
Have the dog wear the helmet.
With a bullet hole through the helmet.
Burp, 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 burp. I think he found something.
Yeah, we go back to the elevator, Liam.
Okay.
I assume.
Yes.
All dressed up in suits.
Yeah.
Okay. The elevator takes some time to re-arrive once you get to the top. This is being loaded up with more entrance. You guys are very lucky today.
We've
Feel
been really
pretty-
lucky, just
feel
in
pretty
general.
lucky.
Dickie looks like a fucking movie poster with like shotgun, arm around a woman with a shotgun, dog,
Yeah, exactly.
Dog with a helmet.
big buff movie armor.
It's just shotguns dangling on your back. Like,
Plastic explosives.
you got like shotguns hanging from carabiners around your waist. Just like,
I'm a bad comic book cover.
yeah, exactly. The elevator arrives. You guys get on. Several more crates are pushed on by just robotic processes, and then slowly lowers down again.
Yay.
So many times.
We're really good.
You guys get a random encounter with the numbers match, so when I
Yep.
roll a crit, basically. And so many times it'll be like 23, 32, 45. It's like just barely, so lucky. Okay.
Everything trying to kill us is always one room away.
You guys are finally back in familiar territory.
Woo!
Back on that massive loading dock area with all the crates here. There are more crates than there were before. There are more crates in the middle, kind of stacked up on top of each other. The little tugboat ship that was here before is not here.
Did we blow that up?
Maybe. No, either way, it's gone. None of you blew it up, so.
Who's got the radio?
Dog.
The other radio.
We had another radio.
You call Arcadia, you just hear whimpering sounds.
What
Yeah,
what
that
other
radio.
radio?
The one that calls the ship.
That was Horace's.
I assume we had a new one
Yeah, one
before
of
we
you
came
had
down
to-
here.
Maybe we
Was
should-
it Bessie? Did
That
one of
would
you
be
take
funny.
it? Did one of you take it from Bessie? I didn't have the radio on my character sheet. So
I never had it.
Let's just retroactively establish. One of
Yeah,
you.
because I
Okay.
have no radio listed on my
It
sheet.
should probably be one of you two because he was
Yeah.
the newcomer. So
You
or
want
it could
the
give me a
radio?
Ben's
You
check
want
and I
me to
have
take
the radio.
You take.
Okay, apparently I've got the radio
there you go.
that I didn't know I had.
All right.
Get us an evac.
Alright, well then I will call her Katie.
Oh, I thought you were dead.
He doesn't even know which group he's talking to.
I'm not
He
even
always
sure at
answers
this
like
point.
That's how he says hello.
I assume that Zane was talking in third person and would actually have called him. So I can't even know at this point. Oh, yes. Very time. There's been less activity lately. I think I can come pick you up at the loading dock.
That would be convenient.
Perfect.
It
So you guys
is,
wait there for a moment. Okay, your eyes.
it's 5 of us plus the dog.
I can't believe we made it alive.
It's impressive.
I'd love to know what the hell we just barely avoided before. But
Yes.
The milkman found us.
Oh, if you guys
Oh,
ever
no.
go back there, it's
Yeah.
The elevator
Yeah.
eats you.
No. It was
Yeah.
actually
it gets tasty.
it was actually an
It's
alligator.
tasty.
It's very closely related.
Yeah, that's true.
It's been an alligator all along.
The whole space station is just alligators piled on top of each other. No one
That would
notices.
explain a lot.
Did you guys kill the thing with the sights? I think you did, right? You finally.
No.
No.
No, it's still out there. Huh?
It killed
It's
the
still
rest of
out
the
there,
party.
but it's
As far
also
as I know, we
Very
barely.
fucked up.
Yeah.
it's
still out there.
extremely fucked up. Probably hiding in its
Which means
nest,
it's
and we are
mad.
in the center of a very large open space
Mm-hmm.
and would see it
Yes.
coming miles away.
We came
you
close to
are,
escaping it, but not quite.
And I think one of the doors you haven't gone through here yet
Mm-hmm.
opens up, and it just limps through. It's like sides on the door, just cling. Just
The spider thing?
yeah, the spider.
I
thing.
thought we had killed that.
No,
No.
it killed you
No.
guys, but you severely wounded it. It's only got a few sides left, and then just like a long torso up to its head with a bunch of eyes and stuff.
Dickie, do not get near that thing.
It's got one side
Who
stabbed
would?
through an android body, and it occasionally lifts it up and just takes a bite out of it, and then just keeps limping along.
Maybe it'll be our friend.
It sees you guys over there and just freezes.
We all
It gets low to the ground. Just like, yeah.
Every shotgun
pull out
in
a
the space
second
station
shotgun.
Yeah.
is pointed at it.
It is very far from you. It is across the dock from you, but it has locked all of its eyes onto you guys.
Yeah, well, it would be fucking
On your knock at that.
blendered by the time it got here if
Sure.
it comes charging.
That's assuming you and I don't run.
This is your first time seeing it, all of you guys, right?
What in the hell is that thing?
Don't matter.
I think upon first noticing it, you make a fear save.
Oh, good. Goody.
I
Here
failed.
comes more stress.
Yeah.
Success.
Fail. Man, I told you.
You did.
I
You
failed.
almost died.
Massive
Yeah.
stress.
Oh, goody.
Stress for everybody.
Our stay on the bell is going to be very long.
Yes.
I have a lot of stress to get rid of, and a lot of bends.
Be fine.
Wait, didn't you kill this thing?
No,
I don't believe
because Horace ran away, right? And then the other two party members were trying to get through a door that they had sealed,
Yeah.
and it showed up and killed everybody.
Yeah, but
I
then
would have sworn we killed it.
We've seen it since then.
I
though.
thought this group killed it and you took its logic core. I thought I remembered you guys harvesting and you got like a weird logic core.
I don't remember that at all.
It was like
it could have
swollen,
happened.
like a battery, a phone's battery that was swollen.
I don't remember that.
No, I
We
don't
never
remember
came
that.
back to this floor.
Didn't you?
We wouldn't have had a reason to. Because Dickie showed up and we immediately went to the other floor too.
Right. Did Horace go back down with all of you guys?
We
Yes, and then Horace died and then they killed it. Yes, it's
Yeah.
dead.
I think, yeah, Horace, you guys saw it. So it is dead. You guys don't see it here in the dark. Okay.
fight it.
Let's try.
Are we?
I
do we
keep
have a
forgetting that
zombie
we
version of
traveled
it?
with Horace for a little while
Yes.
before Horace
Before
died.
Horace died. And I think it was down on this floor that Horace died.
Horace died trying to football tackle it away from a bunch of people who weren't firing their guns at it.
Yeah, and then you guys like left in the elevator, and Bessie left alone, and you guys fought it down there, and then
Yeah.
Bessie came back and stuff like that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And I do remember specifically describing its logic core as like
Okay.
swollen like a phone battery that's like gone far bad. Okay. We've covered that.
Okay.
So, out of all the random encounters I could have rolled all night, I rolled the one thing you already killed. And just
Which,
kind of-
that's par for the course here,
Yeah,
honestly.
But you don't actually see another
Okay.
one. It's just dead.
It's
so.
just another Jimmy limping around.
Aww.
A Jimmy with scythe arms.
What if it was Jimmy the whole time?
It could be. You don't know.
The whole place could be Jimmy.
Probably, yeah. Monarch is probably just
I
Jimmy.
mean, if you want to preserve our fear rolls and our stress, you could have us see its body. If you
No.
just want to.
Okay.
No, that was in a different
Be
room.
mean
So
to
you guys
us.
can refund your stress. That's fine.
It's,
Nice.
you know what the difference between 25 and 26 really doesn't matter.
Honestly, once you're beyond 20, that's just more XP potential for you, really. Because your downtime activities are converting stress into XP, so.
True.
Okay. Once you're already in imminent danger of dying, it can't get any worse. So Arcady finally arrives to pick you up as the crates are being loaded into the middle of the room by little conveyor belts on the floor and stuff, and like a crane overhead, a robotic crane. And the ship opens up, and you all board.
Yes.
Oh, thank
I'll
God.
board.
And finally,
Get to sleep.
after like,
Vicky, can we rest now?
what has to be
When we
like
get back.
24 hours or more in here, you guys finally make it back to the bell.
That seemed like a lot longer than that.
It was a long time.
I didn't think we were making it back. I didn't think we were ever leaving that floor.
Well, you
So-
didn't make it back.
You
Yeah,
guys are
that's
flying
true.
back to the bell. Arcady's like, so, who is this one?
Hi. I'm Blake.
Yes, I do not
We,
recognize
we
this.
found him.
You don't recognize him.
No.
How the fuck did you get there?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure
Ask
we've met
Jimmy.
before. Like, this isn't my first trip. Did you, like, start doing this job recently or something?
We're bringing him back. Turns the ship around.
Oh, no.
It's like, you
Oh,
have
come
until
on.
you have until we get back to convince me to bring you back to the bell. I do not know who you are.
on,
Also,
man.
add 1d10 bends.
Okay.
That was some drag.
Are there other people shipping here bypassing your whole service?
I do not think so.
But-
But if they are, then
I
I would
will-
like to know about it.
I rolled 5 for my... Oh, sorry, did you... That was adding to my bends.
Adding to your bends.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Well, this one here is just a robot I found.
so he is a robot, so we bring him back.
No,
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 not that one, this
We'll
one.
pull that one off the assembly
Oh,
line.
she's going back too. Okay.
Oh, come on.
Can I shoot the bioscanner at him?
Who? Yeah. Well, you-
Does it
you
show?
text
Yeah,
him.
see, I'm
Safety's not
genuine
a-
beef.
Does that make the robot come up?
Yes.
Does,
Looks like the androids are close enough
Oh, man,
to come
I-
up on the thing.
What if I give you a logic core? Is a logic core worth a ticket back home? Or, not home, but,
I will not risk the security of the bell for such a thing. No.
You sure this girl one can't come back? We pulled her off the assembly line before she got spiked.
They didn't
I don't
spike
know.
me at all.
They didn't like.
Well, okay,
Put a
that was a lie.
brain in
They
it,
didn't
yeah.
spike me.
There is a certain level of deniability I allow on the bell. I understand that anyone who goes down there, if they come back up, they might have been replaced. I understand that much. But if we already know that they're definitely not someone that we sent down there, why would we take the risk?
Well, you know this one. Like, I'm telling you ahead of time, and also, like, they're very clearly an android.
That's exactly what I'm saying. If we already know they are an android, why would we allow them in the bell?
Why wouldn't you allow them in a bell?
Because they are an android.
That's pretty racist.
Yes. Yes. This is Monarch's whole plan, is to get androids to infiltrate the rest of us.
I can prove that I'm a human.
Okay, but
Yes.
you let
I
Hugh
found
onto
a
the
gun.
bell.
I found
Yes.
a gun that had all our names on the bullets, including mine. So if these people are humans, that means I'm a human too, right?
that tracks.
We're all in this
I'm
together.
starting to believe that a little bit more, actually. Okay.
What if I give you
Hugh was
half a
a-
million credits?
Hugh was a case because he was clearly not trying to pretend to be human. So,
I mean, neither does this. It's like
That one's a blank slate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but clearly trying to pretend to be human.
No, I mean,
In her construction, yes.
I guess. We just.
She's not a combat android, she is an infiltrator. She is designed to lie and deceive you and manipulate you into furthering Monarch's goals. You are
Bitch,
in
you've been
trouble,
lying to
sir.
me.
She just starts crying into her spacesuit like that.
If she was doing this on the part where they rip them apart,
Yes. And she just, what? How did you encounter her?
she tried to get away and didn't until we saved her.
But
He
you
did
tried.
shoot it in the arm, but was kind of trying to.
She was
You
trying to
don't
get
think
away
that's
from the thing that was.
suspicious at all that she would try to get away right when you entered the room?
I
Anything
mean-
like that? No? It just so happens that that one android out of all of them who was close enough to you that you're able to rescue them would break free from these bonds that keep all the other androids safely bound.
Well, there were clearly some androids that weren't doing what they wanted, and that's why they were, ripping them apart 5 seconds after they were born. So
Yeah,
we saw a lot of weird androids in there. This is just a bit of a nicer weird than usual.
I'm still not entirely convinced he's human.
Okay, I'm gonna stop talking.
Yeah, we can send this one back. She can keep the shotgun and stuff. I'm sure he'll be
That
alright.
is fine. I do not care about that, yes.
I'm sure she'll be fine.
Well, we'll be back at.
She'll be waiting for us when we come back.
Yes, and this one as well.
No, he's cool.
Yeah, I'm
We
a
want to
human.
keep him.
Okay, let's establish that then. Why?
Why? What?
I don't know. It's a bunch
Is
of
it
weird
human?
shit.
Because
This
I
one's a
have
lot
like,
less annoying than Bessie.
That is an upside, yes.
I only encountered Bessie for like 5 seconds, and I do agree that does seem to be
Yeah,
very
beer.
likely the truth.
He still has beer.
Do the androids
Yeah.
usually carry beer?
Actually,
They can, if
actually
they're
genuine
manipulators,
beer.
yeah.
I got a beer. You want a beer?
Where did you find him? Where was
Medical.
He was salvaging cores when we ran into him.
With weirdly no memory of how he got there. You know what?
I'm starting to think it's not weird at all. That
What
just
is-
kind of seems to be how things go down.
What is your first memory, Blake?
Of these guys coming in the room while I was ripping some memory cores out of the heads of some androids that were just kind of floating around.
You know, I was worried how you got so deep in there with no armor or
Yeah.
suit or weapon.
Well, I'm pretty sure I'm not the one who killed them. Like I said, I just
I mean,
kinda
how
had a
did
pry
you
bar.
even get that far from the entrance?
Are you all seeing how this is
While y'all are hash this out, Zane's just gonna go take a nap.
I'm gonna
so you docked him.
I'm gonna punch Blake in
Well,
the
actually,
face.
no. He has refused to dock until we settle the situation. So you can take a nap in the back of the ship. But
Yeah, man.
I'm-
Well, yeah,
You
no,
fucking
he's just
stay.
gonna go find someplace.
I'm
to
gonna
crash.
punch him in the face.
Okay.
Does that stress me out? That does?
Yeah.
It's not looking good for you, Blake. Sorry.
I wouldn't do that.
You stress against regular humans punch too.
It's an old joke about doppelgangers and older editions of D&D where they looked exactly like people, but they're all resistant to bludgeoning damage. You just sucker punch people, and depending on how much pain they display, you can tell are they a
Incredible.
doppelganger? No.
All right.
Yeah, I've got to say I'm about 50-50 now.
All right. So I'm just full panic mode. I'm not even gonna roll for it. I'm just full panic mode. I'm just gonna point the revolver with my bullet at
Yeah.
Arcady. Say, "You're gonna land, and I'm
I mean-
gonna get off this thing."
Hang on, I gotta roll cowardice because I'm gonna knock his ass out.
Excellent.
Damn.
So you're running.
The fear set.
Running where? We're-
Just probably staying out of it is what I would interpret.
It says flee.
Yeah, you can't flee very far, so I would say probably just like trying to get out of the situation. But
Yeah, I unfortunately do not knock his ass out.
okay.
I am not staying behind in that hellhole while the rest of you go and take a nap in safety. We are landing this thing, and we're gonna just all pretend none of this ever happened.
Does Arcady look convinced?
What's up?
Does Arcady look convinced?
No. He also doesn't seem particularly intimidated by that, but he's just looking at you like, of course. Do you vouch for him?
No.
Will you?
I'm asleep at this point. I left.
Yeah.
You take
I'll vouch
responsibility
for him.
it. Will you stay with him at all times?
If he puts the gun down and stops shaking like a... Take a pill.
I don't have any pills.
Drink a beer.
If I had pills, we wouldn't be in this situation right now, I don't think.
We have pills.
Give him some pills.
They're on the belt.
Put the gun down. Maybe
I'll
you
put
won't
the
get
gun
yourself...
down when he agrees to land.
He's in the process of it.
That is not what it sounds like to me.
Make me a body scan.
I can't vouch for somebody who's holding a gun to him.
While you're distracting our conversation with Duncan, Arcady fires a taser at you. Just
Oh,
like-
Failure.
So you're holding the gun out of it.
I love how, we had to go find a damn bodysuit for him 2 minutes ago, but now he's ready to ditch him.
Does the taser
Go,
destroy my
Dickie.
suit?
No,
Katie
it
made
just-
a convincing argument.
It just stuns you for a second.
I knew you had no moral compass.
While he's stunned, I
Grab his
remove
gun.
his gun.
Yes, grab his gun.
I have one, but that man's a spy. Kind of resonates.
I'm gonna kick all your asses.
It only makes sense.
I'm going to take all of his guns.
So I have 2 guns that I no longer
Don't-
If you are willing to watch over him on the bell, I will let him aboard. You just have to promise me you will take responsibility.
He'll be fine once he calms down, takes a nap, has a religious experience.
Fine. Let's just get back to the bell.
Well, we gotta drop my robot off first.
Right. Of course.
I put the stolen revolvers onto like
You
her
also take
belt.
my bent vibe shitty.
She is again crying and just looking at you with puppy dog eyes and just holding the shotgun in front of her.
I just pat her on the back.
Hi.
Now hang on.
Leave me.
We'll tell Monarch you're cool, all right, and then you just avoid monsters and you should be fine. You all right? You're very
It would
hard.
have been so funny if the scythe monster hadn't died. You drop him off, we lift off, and then the scythe monster just pokes its head through the
Moves
door.
towards her. She keeps firing and missing at it. It's
Just
one
What?
scythe left, dragging itself across the floor slowly.
We're like flying away, like yeah, she's gonna be fine, and then through the window you see her.
Yeah. You're flying away and you just see the shotgun muzzle fire several times and then it suddenly stops.
Ask Monarch to take care of her, she'll be fine.
don't ask Monarch to take care of her.
Yeah, you have arrived at the station. You've arrived with her in tow. What's your plea to Monarch?
Hey Monarch, this one's mine. Don't execute her or whatever. She's cool. She's gonna help us with our mission when we come back.
Okay, I will not question this, but this will be coming out of your pay.
How much does she cost?
1 million credits.
Up front or later?
Front or
Well, it'll
down
be out
low.
of your next paycheck.
Okay. Deal.
So she's yours.
No, she's mine.
Well, you're paying for her then.
Sure, whatever. I don't give a shit about money.
Okay.
Very well.
Pat her on the back. Now the robots won't kill you, and the AI won't kill you, so you
Why
just
do
stay
you
with
do
them. You'll be alright.
Just
Alright. I'll definitely see you later.
your ship takes off and she's just sitting there on the dock watching you go.
You've armed and abandoned an infant. Good job.
Yes.
That's fine.
As is tradition.
Hearts and minds.
Is that technically an orphan?
The beginning of the orphan army.
No, I think that's still Monarch's child.
Probably.
It's more like I should be asking Monarch for child support.
There were like
think you
about
use
a
paid child
million
support.
orphans in that one big box you guys had, so you could start an army pretty easily. Yeah.
We should.
It all comes back to the basics in the end.
So you've arrived at the bell.
Yeah!
Huzzah!
Woo!
Here's where we spend money.
Dickie has a moral
Yes.
code, but he's also a lunatic.
Dickie has no
Stupid.
moral code.
Yes.
Zane has been reassured now that Dickie has no moral code, so Dickie's gone up, in some status in Zane's eyes.
He has a moral code only he understands.
Zane was a little worried with the no man look.
So see, I recognize this place. I know the bell.
Uh-huh.
I've been here before. I don't remember exactly when, but recently, I'm sure.
I'm starting to
Why
leave
is this one talking?
Well, I just...
Not you.
No, I understand.
Talking about
I'm just thinking this
Bessie
through.
Jr. over there.
This is either
Bessie
some,
Jr.
like, 4D chess stuff by Monarch, where Monarch is sending humans to us, well, androids that have personalities that are lacking so many memories that they seem suspicious, but they're so suspicious that they couldn't possibly be a trap. Because what kind of a spy would be this obvious?
Man, there are millions of
But then
androids
that could
in
be
there.
Monarch's plan the whole time,
What?
to make it look so obvious we wouldn't look too closely.
Would it make a lot more sense just to kill someone who just came through like 5 minutes ago and replace him with an android that looked exactly like him, and then send him back up here? Like,
Yeah, that is the usual plan, yes.
yeah, see, that makes sense.
And any one of us could be that. It even could be me, to be perfectly honest.
Oh.
He just stares off in the distance for a minute and looks back through.
Well, would you mind proving you're human then, please?
There is no way.
But
That's what I said. I started this whole conversation by saying, if there's a certain amount of plausible deniability, then we're okay with it here in the Bell. But if it's too obvious, then we're just like, okay, then we're not taking a chance.
so shut up and
This
stop
place
being
wouldn't
obvious.
operate if we couldn't have at least some kind of, well, there's a chance here, human.
Y'all took my guns.
When there's no chance. But you're a case that's so much no chance that it doesn't make sense for you to be a spy.
That's reassuring.
But that could be Monarch's plan, is my point. There are plans within plans within plans.
Monarch does seem to have a lot of time to plan.
Yes. But that is okay.
You know, they say if you take enough head trauma, you forget stuff. But I've taken nothing but head trauma my whole life, and I remember everything.
Oh. Basic, yes?
Basic.
I understand.
And before.
It's been a long time since basic. He looks away nostalgically.
My dad was pretty high up in the ranking system there and pulled some strings that got me in at 5 instead of 13.
Oh.
So you were a cabin boy.
No, just direct into regular military service.
That does seem like a lot of head trauma on account of things would not be built for a person of your stature.
Oh, no, none of it was.
You're probably hitting your head a lot, just, like walking places.
But I toughed it out. Made me the
Okay.
man I am today.
Yeah.
The couple minutes we have left here,
Yeah.
let's see if we can do some rolls for things.
I gotta go on vacation to get rid of my cowardice so I
Yes.
can murder things again.
So you
Oh,
can
yes.
go through, like, therapy to get rid of some things. If anyone has wounds, you can get those healed in the med chamber, the med pod.
I never took any damage.
No, neither
No,
did I. I'm
neither
just
did I,
messed up
so-
mentally.
It was
I
really
need it.
just all Taylor's characters getting
Yes.
in trouble repeatedly.
No, no, they were attacking us.
Alright, I need to sell some stuff.
Okay.
I have 3 regular logic cores.
1,000 credits each.
Alright. Second.
You guys had a bunch of fancy things you could sell too.
Then I had 5 hell logic cores.
Right. Those are 100 credits each.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm going straight to vacation.
Let's see, I got to get rid of Benz, I got to get rid of stress, and I got to get rid of the coward.
Okay, well, let's what order do you want to do them in? Because getting rid of Ben's gives you stress.
Get rid of coward first.
Okay, so you're going on a vacation.
I'm going to pay a gratuitous amount of money for immersion therapy.
So you're just in a combat sim for a very long time?
Very, very, very long time.
That's how you relax.
Excellent.
I have to re-break myself mentally, but in the other direction.
Yeah, whatever order those things would make the most sense there, Joy.
Okay. So,
Fortunately, I have money this time.
Dickie can't go to regular therapy. There's too many other issues to unpack.
cognitive defragmentation costs 100,000 credits.
Bessie got it for free.
Yeah. It is a 24-hour surgical treatment inside the med pod, which removes one condition but gives you a 1% chance of total amnesia.
Maybe that's what happened to me.
Could be.
I was in the
There we
medical
go.
center.
Is that the? Oh, was that for Ben's things?
That is to get rid of
The cowardice.
a mental condition.
Is that the cheapest option?
You can restore wounds. I think these are all just examples, so we could probably invent something, but it's probably pretty expensive to get rid of that kind of stuff. There's an artificial wellness counselor that can restore sanity saves and reduce stress, but has a chance of giving you new mental conditions.
My sanity saves do have a -5, but I'm not even worried about it because I
Yeah.
shouldn't be very sane. That was my lowest stat anyway.
So that is an option. A lot of the other options here are going to be just tricky to get here on the bell, but like they do have a medical pop for surgeries and stuff. So that's an option. You know what? Let's handle this next time. Does anyone else have anything they want to sell? That's like a quick thing to sell.
I do not have anything to sell on.
No, there's nothing I have to sell that I don't want to check out first.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I think Zane's probably going to want to go talk to the cultist there since he's been through the labyrinth.
Yes.
Mm,
Makes sense.
so-
So we'll do that next time. You guys finally are back in quote unquote safe territory.
Let's see.
In bell-shaped territory.
Yeah.
It's safe as long as I'm a coward.
True.
All right, my new high score is 9.
Nice.
Thank you very much for running that, Jordan.
Sure. It's fun times.
Mm-hmm.